Demand is growing for lithium-ion batteries to serve electric vehicles and stationary energy storage systems. Now, with electric vehicles going to be the only vehicles created past 2025 in certain states like California, more of them may be implementing this very, very soon. And overall, we know the electric vehicle sector is no joke, but most of the EV stocks are very overpriced, and you may have missed the train. Now, as this is a sponsored video and a sponsored stock, many of you guys know that I don't take the sponsor unless I like what the company is doing or the company is doing well. So the question lies, do you have a lithium stock in your portfolio? If the answer is no, you guys need to pay attention. The bullish case for lithium has been largely driven by the electric vehicle sector and energy storage. As a global transition to a low carbon economy accelerates, demand for lithium is expected to increase exponentially.
There's a disconnect between the immense increase in lithium demand and the supply that's going to be required to fuel the clean energy transition. And it's more important than ever to secure domestic sources of this critical mineral for both national security and supply chain resilience. But to meet skyrocketing domestic demand, entirely new lithium districts will need to be discovered in North America.
And the stock we are talking about is ticker symbol ERKA or OTC UREKF. Now, to preface this, over-the-counter securities are securities that are not listed on a major exchange in the United States and are instead traded via a broker-dealer network, usually because they are smaller companies and do not meet the requirement to be listed on a national exchange. Now, a smaller company listed on the over-the-counter market before an exchange gives you access to, guess what? Getting in before, well, everyone. It gives you a huge leg up, per se, that even putting a small amount in an over-the-counter play can turn to a very, very large amount if you believe in the company. With that being said, let's touch a little bit on the stock. The most recent filing, Eureka Lithium Corp announces flow through private placement for up to $1.8 million. The announcement intends that they are to complete a non-brokered private placement financing through $3.3 million flow through units of the company at a price of 54 cents. Now, non-brokered financings are typically done by companies with access to good contracts and networks. They have, in quotes, reach, so they don't need to pay a broker. This is a positive sign for the company. And another positive sign for the company is that it only has a 1% short interest. This is not a short squeeze play. They have networks, they have leverage, but what are the reasons, what are the bullish case scenarios going forward for this stock, and why invest in it over a different lithium company? Well, to preface this, here's the chart for ERKA, trading at 50 cents. So this is a penny stock, very, very cheap. All I have is a fib retracement drawn out, hitting a low of about 36 cents. Recently retested the 236 on the fib. So definitely watch level of 54 cents, then 65 cents, and then the 0.5 fib right around 73 cents for the next levels on this stock. And as always, you want to be skeptical in case it falls even lower. But the stock also has not been on the market for a while and is flying under the radar for large investors. They only started trading on June 1st of 2023, and it is a story just beginning. The clean energy transition is driving unprecedented demand for lithium, and for national security and supply chain reasons, it's more important than ever to secure additional domestic sources of this critical mineral, according to Eureka Lithium. Now, the company is leading the charge in the hunt for entirely new high-grade lithium districts in the top third of Quebec, a vast underexplored region known as Nunavut. And what's so important about this is that not only does Quebec's soil also hide a variety of minerals for the future, such as copper, graphite, zinc, etc., and of course lithium, but this is an unexplored region where very close to it, in the same soil around it, has there been very important finds for the world going forward. Now, as the largest lithium-focused landholder in Nunavut with 1,408 square kilometers land package, Eureka has an unparalleled opportunity to be North America's answer to a secure lithium supply. They are also trying to push China out of the equation. So they hold a first-mover advantage over a dominant land package in an unexplored area. Each of their project areas has a district-scale lithium discovery potential and features abundant outcrop and some of the highest lithium cesium values in lake bottom sediments in the Quebec government database. In the last lithium company to make a major discovery in Quebec, which we just talked about, was Patriot Battery Materials, which made the Corvette discovery in the James Bay region directly south of Nunavut, which we just covered this. However, what's so important is that the Corvette discovery was one of the biggest headlines in the mining arena, with the stock's value skyrocketing from $20 million to over $1 billion. Entirely new lithium districts will need to be discovered in North America so that we are not relying on China and others. This means outside the box, and it is exactly what Eureka is doing. time. So they're trying to push China outside of the equation with these new lithium districts being discovered in North America to not rely on a different country, right? Another country. The company is next door to an exploration company backed by some of the richest people on the planet, such as Bill Gates, Richard Branson, and Jeff Bezos as well. And they raised over $6 million in June of 2023 with plenty of capital on hand to fuel the company's exploration. The fact that Cobalt Materials is not far from Eureka Lithium is what makes things very interesting and very promising as well. Eureka owns large land packages, a very, very good area, and they have a set goal with a low price stock and cash on hand to make things happen. All it is a matter of time. And so in short, a quick summary breakdown, they have emerged as an under-the-radar player, strategically positioning themselves in the northern third of Quebec, specifically in the Nunavik region. Lithium, often hailed as the Blackstone of the electric vehicle industry, holds a private role in powering rechargeable batteries essential for the automotive sector green's transition. The exponential growth of EV sales and the expanding energy storage sector are expected to drive up lithium demand in 2023 alone. Lithium demand is forecasted to increase 28%, with an additional 24% rise expected in 2024, and the global lithium demand is anticipated to reach around 3.5 million metric tons. So imagine if gold was still the point of value, right? Instead of the US dollar, we focused on gold. Gold or Bitcoin, something with a limited supply. This is exactly what you're seeing now. Transitioning into electric vehicles, there is going to be a limited supply of where we get the stuff to build these electric vehicles, and it's something that we all should pay attention to. Even if we pay low attention to it, it's something to put on your radar and potentially invest in. Not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor. I will leave the links to the articles that we covered in today's video so you guys can read through them for yourselves. Take a look at their financial statements, right? Figure out if it's an investment for you. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Thank you, Sideways Frequency, for sponsoring today's video.